Welcome everybody, welcome to another video. Today is April 7, 2025, and we are looking at the live market. Quick disclaimer, this is not a suggestion for you to buy, sell, or hold any securities, any stocks, or anything that you are trading. This is only for learning purposes. So I'm going to go over quite a few stocks today so we can see what the markets are doing. They're already calling it a Bloody Monday. Let's see how bloody it is actually. Let's look at the markets. If you look at it on the right side of the screen right here, you can see live prices. Market is still open and it's really red today. So, but I don't know if it's really like the way they are saying that's happening, but okay, people need to be scared, and people make mistakes and buy and sell at the wrong spots. So let's take a look at what the market is doing today. This is the AirCanada. We're going to look at that first. I'm going to switch to 1 month chart. Okay, so the week started already, but I want to show you the history of this stock. Okay, so let's take a look. First of all, we are sitting at $13 right now. You can see how market is behaving, right? The bears are definitely in control. You can see the size of the candles. Candles usually basically give us everything that we need. If you are still looking at this kind of stuff, which is line charts, you are not looking at the right stuff. You're definitely going to make a mistake. So please do learn how to do stuff the proper way. So either look at the candles or the bars. Bars are more complicated to understand. So candles give us amazing history and amazing data. So that's what we are all about here, just to learn how to actually find the right way or right spots to get into the market. So let's look at it. So I marked $14 and $13 spots where market could be bouncing off of the psychological levels. So take a look at here. We had quite a few times. Okay, the market came here. If I leave my cursor onto this, if you look at on this corner here, it says markets high, low, close, and open, right? Those are the prices. So if I put it on this candle here, you can see the market went on to $12.80. That's the lowest that month, which was, May 2020, all right? And then we had a market when it broke out to the upside. The lowest was $12.49. If you take a look at in the corner over there, so you can see like it was showing right here. So if I put it again, crosshair over there, it says low $12.49, high is $18. All right, so we have this psychological level at the $12 or $13, I would say. So that's where we're sitting right now. Once again, we are in this, I call it a limbo. Basically, this is where the market is pretty much doing nothing. However, opportunities to trade, they do show up, and we had quite a few. If you follow my videos from before, I showed you quite a few spots where you could have just jumped into trades and get a good profit out of it, right? So, well, we are in this consolidation. This is called a consolidation when the market is bouncing between two spots. Okay, it was pretty much $15 on the bottom, which would be the support, and the $26, which was a high or resistance, right? So, and you can see how many times market actually, let me just take my tool so you understand what I'm talking about. So you can see how many times market actually bounced off of those levels, right? Right there. Okay, let me just take a little bit thicker. There we go. Okay, so you can see how it was right here and it was bouncing here at $26, and then we came to this area again, and once again we bounced off of that. So we are not able to break to the upside to go back to, this was a $50 area way before. We can also see the bottom here, right? This is the bottom. This is how many times market actually bounced off of this level, which is a $15 here. This was very close, these two here, but we can see here that right on the dot. Now we broke that level and we actually closed the price below, which means that market is on the downtrend. Not really downtrend because we are still in consolidation, but the markets usually do this. So this is a consolidation, this is a resistance and support, and market usually bounces like this until it finds the way to break out. Okay, we talked about the breakouts before, but I'll mention to you once again, once the price closes below that support level, that we know that market is on the downtrend. What we need now in order for market to confirm that this is actually going to continue on in the same direction, market needs to come back to this support level that used to be a support level. Now it's broken. Okay, now it's becoming a resistance because now we are below and we are trying to break the ceiling, right? You know, this is now ceiling or resistance in this case. Okay, so we need market to come back. So if this is actually a real move to the downside, right from here, from $15, okay, if that's a real move, let's say this is a support level that we had before, market needs to come back here. It needs to come back, and it will come back. It always does the same thing, guys. Always does the same thing. It comes back here, and if this is actually a real downtrend, okay, continuation of this sell-off, right, we will have a confirmation at this level here when the market comes to retest it. So basically, when it comes back to retest this previous support, now resistance, we need to have something like this. Okay, so market will break into this side. Okay, will break into inside back into this consolidation, right? So if the bears are really strong enough to hold the market to the downside, this candle here that is forming right now, we have the live new candle. This is a monthly candle. It's going to take a whole month for this to actually develop and show us actually real direction. So if that's the case, all right, so this wick means where the market actually went once, and if the candle is closing below this level like this, okay, so if we get this, which means like market once broke into this side, so wanted to come back into this consolidation. So that means the bulls were trying to push the market to the upside. Bears managed to hold the market and push it backwards. So that means that if we have a wick, this is a wick of the candle, okay? If we have something like that and we get the reversal candle, so this is a reversal signal, market will continue on to the downside, okay? How far can we go? I don't want to predict anything, but I only measure the markets by looking at the candles. So this is basically what it is. What I was trying to show you here is the following. Okay, let me just remove this. Okay, so let me just delete it. So this is my assessment of this market at the moment, because we are showing signs of the downside or downturn, right? So this is basically what we are looking at right now experiencing this. So if you look at this candle here, I'm gonna just show you what that is. Okay. So this was a strong level. Let's say this 1941. If you can take a look at it right here, okay. You can see this line right there, right? So this is a perfect example of that candle that I was talking about. This is one of the signals. This is not a right spot. I'm showing you just the candle so you can understand what I'm talking about, right? So this is a reversal candle, right? This would be, so let's say if the market was dropping and then broke this level here and then had this kind of a signal here. So this is the signal that I'm looking at, this one here. Okay, you can see that the bulls at one time wanted to break this level here, and they did. They pulled the market into this direction. They were not able to hold the price, which means the candle itself closed with this little body and a huge wick, right? That means that bulls were once in control, bears took over and still continued on selling off the market, okay? Well, the market just went pretty much sideways, but this is the signal. So if we have this channel that we have right now, or this consolidation, market just did this and broke to the other side, okay? Now we are waiting for the market. So I don't know where it's going to stop. I don't want to make any predictions here. This is just educational purposes only, all right? So if we find some kind of a bottom here, okay, if we find something, so we see some bullish candles, means like these green ones, or whatever color you have, you can call it whatever you want, okay? Market will come back here. This is just the nature of the markets, all right? It doesn't matter how much they're calling for Bloody Mondays or Bloody Tuesdays or whatever they want to do. Market always follows the same exact rules, and you will see, and if you followed the markets before, you will see that actually that happens always. Markets repeat themselves always. So it will come back to retest this now resistance, previous support level. If the bulls are strong enough, they will come inside and they will make some kind of a candle like this on the other side, basically meaning they're going to close the price inside this consolidation again, which means that they're going to take the market again back to previous resistance, okay? So that's what we're waiting for. We need for the market to come back, to turn to this area, okay, and show us the hand. If the price closes back inside, meaning that market is going to start coming back into the right direction, or positive, all right, or into bull market. If we get at this level, so let's continue on, like I'm just going to extend it here. If we come back to this level and the market does this, like I showed you on this candle here, okay, and closes the price like that, that means that bulls have no more power, bears are totally in control. After this signal, you can continue on selling off or waiting for the market to come back and find a support level and where we can bounce off, get a new signal to go up and move the market into positive, where that's the point where you would buy in. That's the dip. That's the bottom line. This is what people are waiting for. Market always does the same thing. It bounces off these resistance and support levels. You will see that on so many examples. So we're going to take a look at where the support is for AirCanada at the moment. So I'm going to just continue on here. So there we go. I'm going to squeeze the market a little bit so we can see where we could find some resistance. Okay, so what we can see, the most recent one that we can see right now, it's this wick right there on the bottom right there. So I'm going to put the line through it. All right, so this would be our resistance, a new level. If the market continues on, if it doesn't find like a support at $13, okay, where we are right now, I am looking at buying into market at $13 because I think this is going to be a great psychological level for the market to start buying in. I think this was just a quick reaction of buyers and sellers looking into making a quick buck, so basically devaluating the markets and then continuing on. You can also see on the market at the moment where we are right now, the news. Okay, so we are looking only technicals. I always trade technicals, but news shows up on these. These are amazing charts, trading view. I use that. So if you click on that little kind of a flash sign, you can see where the target is set now by Bank of Montreal at $29 for this year. So they dropped it from 31 to 29. So that's basically also contributed to a little bit of a sell-off continuation. I believe that this is going to stop here, but I don't want to make any predictions until I see a level or shows me its hand, and we can take a look at market and see if we can buy into that. Okay, so basically at the moment I can see that a lot of indecision is happening here. So we had a sell-off, indecision, another sell-off. This was an introduction of the tariffs, and then another like an indecision candle. This is like a doji bar, and now we are getting a doji bar again, same on this perfect level. We are still sitting at this $13. So for me, a bullseye area, if we get a new signal and this area holds, is going to be here at the $13. So let's see what happens to the end of the week. All right, so that's AirCanada. Let's take a look at more stocks here. I'm going to switch to banks. Okay. Oh, quick look at the Transat. Air Transat. Terrible stock to look at right now. If you look at the historical picture here, you can see that the market never been this low before. Okay, so this is squeezed up until 1997, and you can see that the market never came even close to the area where we are right now. The lowest has been at, I think this was 284. That was the lowest that the market showed us hand long time ago. That was like 2012. And then we had 2022 around that, like 168. That was the area there. So let's take a look now. So what do we have here? Well, the most recent area, this is the weekly chart. So I'm looking at this. So this was one of the dips right here. I was thinking that maybe market is going to bounce off of this, okay? Because usually what the market does, it just drops, it finds the support, it bounces off once, comes back to retest it. So we had this bounce to this level here. Okay, it was coming down. I thought it's going to bounce off of this area, but it did not give us any buy-in signal. Okay, we just had a breakout with this beautiful bearish candle here. Like this is a engulfing candle that to the downside, and then after that we had another continuation of the sell-off. You see what I was talking about as far as what the markets usually do. So when it broke out, okay, let's analyze this so you can understand what I'm talking about. This is the most important part to understand, because if you don't get this, you will never be a good trader. You'll always find a wrong position to trade in. So when the market bounced off of this here, I was expecting it to give me another signal right here. Okay, that never happened. Okay. We got no signal. We had the breakout here, and then the market kind of started going sideways. Okay, you can see the doji bar here. Another sell-off candle kind of, well, it made a new lower low. This is a new low. It's lower than, so this low is lower than this low here. Okay. So this low of this candle is lower than this one here. Okay. And then we had this attempt from the bulls to break above this 168 level. You can see it. The market was pushed on the other side. Okay. This was a 1 week of trading. Okay. So bulls were in control for a couple of days, most probably. And then the bears, so up to here, bulls were hoping that price is going to close on this side. If it did, then the market would come back to retest this support, and then if we get a nice buy-in signal, it will be something like this, and we could take it all the way to $2.10. That would be a prediction from the previous highs. So that's how we know it, because this was a low. So if you extend the line here, approximately 220, 210, that would be the area where the market would take us. However, bulls were not able to close, meaning the body of this green candle did not close. So it would be something like this if we manage to close on the other side, let's say. So let's say like that. So that's what I'm talking about, a close. This is the close on the other side. So a small wick here, we have this beautiful body that would close on the other side, and then market just retests and give you a signal to get in, okay, to buy in again. We did not get that. Instead, we got this beautiful candle again, rejecting, basically the sellers are rejecting this area. Buyers cannot hold. So you see this huge sell-off, and the candle closes again, the price closes below. Now we have another attempt here, which was not strong enough. We went all the way up, well, up to 160, and we're sitting, well, 150, 145 area with the Air Transat. Terrible stock to look at the moment. So I'm just showing you some beautiful examples how the market actually reacts to things and how it should be. I'm going to show you here. The news was announced at this point that they lowered their target to $2 from $2.25. So as I was showing, like around $2.10 would be the target, as you can see here, to $2.15. According to the highs that we had from the previous trades. So that's Air Transat. Let's take a look at TD Bank. Okay, we had a little bit of a sell-off. We are still in this kind of a consolidation area. I'll show you the consolidation right there. Okay, perfect. So you can see the lines here. We have resistance, which was at 86.98. You can see how many times. Okay, let's squeeze the price here so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, if I extend this line here, okay, like that, you can see how many times market came to that level. This is the reason why I marked this level, so you can see how many times we retested this level before this breakout to the upside when the market did this, okay, and then came down to retest. So as I said before, you have support. If the market was going, so market was having a resistance to come to the same, from support to resistance. We broke out at this point of time, so we did breakout and we closed the price on the other side. Market went all the way to this stop right there, okay, then it came down, and then where did it stop? Again, that resistance now became a support, which is this here. So we had a breakout, pull back, and then we had this kind of a bounce in between levels. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to show you. So what's going on right now with this stock? All right, I'm just going to clean this up so you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so right now you can see how many times we bounced off here. We had the level as well, so significant over there. We had the breakout here, retest, retest, retest. We are not able to close the price, and even if we did, we come back right away into this area here. Look at that. Market is bouncing in between these two levels, 77.46 and 86.98. That's $87. So from 77 here, 77.46, that's that red line, to this level, 86.98. So we are in this consolidation area where the market is basically bouncing right now. So what I'm expecting for the market to do, TD Bank, my expectation is that price will come down or fall all the way down to this 77 area again. Okay, this was beautiful sell-off candle. We are going to come down to the 77 level, okay, and then we're going to get another opportunity. Look at it. Look at all these beautiful signals here. So we had a retest. This was a retest candle here. Then you have this beautiful engulfing bar that took the market to the upside, okay. Then market tried to retest it one more time, came back. We closed the price with this candle on the opposite side. We have this beautiful candle or signal to buy in. Okay, and then the market took it where? He took it to the resistance. This is a resistance. This is support. I just showed you on the bigger picture. So we are expecting the market to bounce between these two levels unless market breaks out, pulls back, holds the price on here, and then continues on to the upside from there. So basically what I'm expecting for the TD Bank to do is to come to this 77.46. Not good time to buy yet. And then once we get the signal here, if the market is strong enough to hold it at this level, so if the buyers are interested in buying into this market, they're going to be doing it at 77.46, at $78, around that price. It's always an area. It's not never like a perfect line. Market pulls up, pulls down. It's never an exact area there. Okay, so it's either that or it's going to fall all the way down to $73. But I'm hoping that signal is going to develop right there, and then we can continue on, take it once again to the level here of 86.98. So that's TD Bank there for you. Let me just clean this up, and we're going to switch to another stock right there. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, so let's take a look at NVIDIA. Everybody's trading the NVIDIA, so let's take a look what NVIDIA is doing. Okay, I'm going to squeeze the price again to show you where we are. Okay, so let's squeeze the price and see how far we can go. So we can see that the market had never been in these areas before. Okay, so we also have this opportunity here. So we can see that market was once here. So this was the area here to look for. Okay, so I'm going to put the line here because that's where the market actually did a turnaround, right? So basically we found this resistance. If you look at the market from here, we were climbing. This was a climb here, okay, and then we found this. We made this high, and we were not able with the next candle to close the price above. Not able to close the price above. We came to the same level here to retest it once again, so that's twice. So this becomes a resistance or a significant area to look for. Okay, market bounced back. So this is what I explained to you. So it comes to resistance, try to break it, not able to, drops down, which is right here, and then comes back to the same area to retest it. If this resistance is strong enough, the price will not close on the other side. In this case, we have this. So we had a climb, we found resistance, we came back to retest it. This is what market does. We have this beautiful breakout candle, okay, and then the market takes off. Okay, now what's going on with this one specifically is we are coming back to the same area. Let's say, take a look. I'm just going to delete these so you have a clear view what's going on, and we're going to move here. We know that red line is actually representing the area where it was significant on the climb up. We came down here to retest it. Once again, bulls took over and took the market up. So now our new resistance for this is this level, 152.84. Our support level is 97.69, around there. So we can see the market closed on the other side. Yes, we did close on the other side with the sell candle. However, this live candle now is trying to go back into, this is a post, the market is closed now. So it's market is trying to close into this. This is a live candle, guys. So if this manages to hold and close on this side, right there, if this candle closes on this side, so the body becomes like this, full body. All right, so we have something that's called a piercing line, or something that's whatever you want to call it, as long as you understand what that is. Then we can see that this candle closed into 70% of the previous candle. Now we're expecting to get another signal from here. If the top of this candle is broken, we can take a look to take the market back to 192 area. So we are sitting at 97.65. This is significant support at the moment. We have a significant resistance. We found it on this on NVIDIA chips. So anyways, that's how you look at the markets. That's how this is all interpreted. So this is what I'm looking at NVIDIA, right? So this is hopefully going to be a very good area to buy in. Let's look at the GM here. Cars, okay, let's look at that. Oh, wow. Look at that. Again, I marked this area for the reason, and the reason is if we pull the markets to the other side, you can take a look how many times we stopped at the same level. Let me just move here. Okay, so you can see how many times the market stalled at this level, had a problem going through this area, so we broke out, we pulled back, retested, and market took off from there. Okay, this is our latest resistance levels, 1 and 2. Okay, market came down once again, it bounced off, but it was not able to hold it above, so then we went down, and then we were in this limbo right here, as you can see. And then we had the breakout again at this level. Market came up here, okay, came to retest it again, which I always talk about, and then we pulled to all the way to 60 something dollars. Okay, now where we are back at this 41, 45 area. We know that this is a significant support. I'm expecting for the market to bounce off of that, so that will be our our bullseye area, as I call it, for the market to bounce off of. So let's open up. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So let's take a look where we can go. So we can see how market broke out here, came down, retested it, pushed the market up, okay, to this area. Look at this beautiful candle. That's exactly the signal I was showing you on NVIDIA. This would be a piercing line that basically pierced into the previous candle, more than 70%. You can see where the candle closed, okay? So you can see the close of the candle here. It's more than 70% into previous candle. That's a perfect example of bulls taking over. And now we are coming to this area again. Look at that, okay? And we are getting bulls getting involved again. So the market was selling off. People were taking profits. It's not that the market is losing the value. People are just taking profits and waiting for a good area to bounce into into the market again, to take it to this level. This is the level that we are looking at to buy. Level of resistance to look at. So for the future. So let's look at Volkswagen. So that's what I was looking at. That Volkswagen cars. Again, yeah, tariffs are kicking in. So we had this significant area here. Let's mark it for us. Okay, so when I squeeze it, you can see how many times market stalled at this area. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then we had a struggle at this area again. Let me just mark this low as well. This is very important. Okay. No, cancel. I'm too fast with this. All right, so this would be our next low to look for. Okay, so this would be the area. Again, this is just an area. You can see it once, twice, 3 times. Market bounced off of there. So let's take a look on the other side when we are now at the current levels. Okay, oops. Why is it so familiar to us? Look at this. Look where the market stalled. Okay, let's take a look at here. I'm gonna just increase the level here. Okay, so it's more visible for us. Okay, so you can take a look. It was very close to this 838 area. So let's see where they stopped. It's 855, so about 20 cents on a dollar. So that's basically where the market bounced. Why did it bounce at this level? Well, because you can see how close it is. Again, I said there's just an area. It's never a perfect line. So as you can see here, I remarked it from the previous $11 mark. So if I go here, you can see how close we came here to the market for the support level, right? So this was one bounce, and then the market came up. Always comes down to test it out again. We had struggle going through this area, and then finally market pulled in and went down. Now we came back. We are testing this area again, this resistance at the moment, because we peaked on the other side and just closed right away below. I'm expecting for the market to come back again here. We have this significant support. This is where the market used to be. So $9 or a bit less than that, 8.35, let's say, would be the area to look for a new trade, or look for buying a bottom and taking it maybe all the way to this resistance, because this is a very significant resistance at this point of time. You can see how many times we had a stalling at that level. So this is our new support. This is where I'm expecting for the market to bounce and continue on. Let's take a look. One more stock. I just want to show you a couple of more examples. This is a learning level. This is a learning websites. This is the learning videos that what I do for you. So I'm just showing you the examples of what the market is doing and how it's doing it. Okay, so let's say I don't know. Let's say BMO, Bank of Montreal. Okay, let's see. Take a look at it here. So we had some levels that are marked from before. Is there a reason for it? All right, let's see. Okay, so not much in history there. Okay, so take a look at here. I think the line is moved. That's what it is. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So now we can see here when the market broke through this area, we had a one level that was retested, and then another one, another one, another one, another one right there. So you can see the area once again. I'm showing you here, became a very significant area just for all these bounces. Again here, market was stalling. Look at that, another. So we are sitting at 121.42. I'm expecting what the market to do. Well, basically now it's falling down. It's coming down to this 121.42. This is significant support. I'm expecting to get a buy-in signal from here to take us back to this previous resistance, either 138.64 or all the way to the top, which would be 152, around that area. So those are two targets. One target, second target, okay? We have to break out from this pullback, retest, continue on. That's basically what it is. If this turns out not to be a good area to buy in because the market closed below, next level support would be at this area here, which would be 112, and you can see why, because the market stalled so many times at that level, was not able to hold it at that point of time, bounces off, and then pulled market to the upside. So either this or this is going to be our buy-in areas, okay? So that's where we're expecting for the market to take control, the bulls take control of the market. So that's Bank of Montreal. Let's take a look at here, close off all these little lines. It gets really clogged, right? All right, take a look at that. And one last, let's do random here. I don't know. Let's take a look at the Royal Bank. Doesn't matter. They're all red at the moment. Oh, look at that. Wow, isn't this interesting? Where are we heading at the moment? So this is a very interesting stock because that's the only bank actually in Canada that's doing very well. Okay, so let's take a look here. So we are obviously in the uptrend. Okay, we are definitely in the uptrend. This is so three things you need in your favor when you're trading, guys. Okay, so you need a trend. So you want to trade with the trend, okay? Or you want to buy in with the trend, okay? You don't want to buy in when the market is going down like this, okay? So you're going completely opposite from the market, what everybody else is doing, okay? So we do have a trend, okay? And then the next one, we need support and resistance area, which we have here. We can see the market bounced once here, had a problem going through this area. That's why this line is marked over there, 149.13. Market broke out, and what it does usually, and I keep repeating this is very important. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world, what they're saying on TV, whatever it is, market in a technical trading always does the same thing and always gives us an opportunity. You just have to be patient. It's coming down right now to retest this previous resistance because market was trying to break out, wasn't able to do it once, and second time it managed to break out. Now we are pulling back to test if this is going to be a great support level. Okay, if we do get the signal, and we have a support, then we have all three things lined up for us to buy into this market and take it back to 180 area. This was 180 area. So we have the trend, which is number one. Number two, we have support at this level because the market is above it. So we have a market that broke out. Now it's coming back to retest this support line, which is at 149.13. All we are waiting for now is for the market to give us a signal, buy-in signal, the bulls to take over. So we get either something like this, like a hammer or pin bar or whatever you want to call it, as long as you know what it is, okay, and how it looks like, to buy in back into this market, or we get a huge engulfing candle on the on this side that closes on the other side, and once the candle is broken on top, we buy into the market again, and to take it all the way to here. So we have number one, which is a trend. Number two, we have support. So this is number two. And number three, we are waiting for the signal to develop. So we need a candle. It needs to show us the way where the market is actually heading right now. So that's how you trade, guys. This is how you find levels to trade off of. Don't trust anything anybody say on TV or anything like that. This is the way the market actually trades. So now we are looking at a Royal Bank. We are coming back to this amazing level, which is 149.13, 150, let's say, at that area. Okay, bears are still in control. This is a live candle. This one might take us all the way down to this area. Okay, so I'm expecting for the market to show us its hand at this point. Okay. So we might get an opportunity to buy in at 150 and take it all the way to 180. So that's what I'm looking at the moment right now. I'm not going to go over too many of stocks, but we covered quite a few of them. But everybody's doing really bad at the moment. So this is Tesla. We are also at this 211 area where we might look for another buy-in. Okay, so 211 will be for Tesla. And looking at oil, if you looked at the oil, it's now below this support line. This used to be a support line, which was right here. Okay, so that was a 65.17. As you can see, the market stalled twice. Now we are broken here. I'm expecting it to come back to retest this 65 if it's going to continue on to fall. Okay, so that's basically no to go into the trade on that one. Let's look at the gold. Gold is doing the same thing as all the other markets. We had a significant level here, which was a resistance level. When we broke out of there, we had a short retest here that was not lasting very long, and the gold just took off all the way to 31.66. So that's what the gold is right now. We have a beautiful pin bar, which is taking the market down. This is a next significant support, because we can see 2 weeks in a row market was not able to break out of there. So it came back and then broke out and came back right back here. So if you look at this line here, the low of that one is 2956. You can see that right here. Okay, so if I put the crosshair through it, 2956.660. Okay, so that's the level, and then 29 we are marked it over 2955. So 2956 at 2955 is marked. So we are right on the dot on this support at the level right there. If something happens here or some signal develops, we can buy into this market, going and taking it. Well, there's no significant level to stop the market. So first resistance would be at 31.66, and then if we break that, we can continue on. I think the gold is the best opportunity to get into. But anyways, if this support does not hold this week, this is a live candle again. We cannot make judgments on the live candles. We are going to take the market down to 2788, and that's going to be an even better opportunity to buy in from there if you're looking into gold. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Remember, this is not a suggestion for you to buy, sell, or hold any securities, any stocks, or anything that you are trading. This is only for learning purposes. I'm here to help you look at the markets and see where and how is possible to jump in and buy for yourself and make a decision on your own instead of listening to others to tell you what to do. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe. Please do like the video if you do like it. Please do subscribe and continue on watching my videos. As I said, I will publish 2 videos during the week. Thank you for watching once again. Please subscribe and like, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.